Hello and welcome to the 2016 Australasian National Championships here in beautiful sunny Brisbane. Now my name is Liam Minnie Smith and this is the inaugural episode of The Panel where we'll be sitting down discussing games of the day as well as just the big questions surrounding laser tag and nationals as an event. Now of course every day I will be joined by two rotating panel members and of course to start off the show we do have two of the best panel members and thank you again for helping out with this guys. On my right we do have the captain of last year's Premier winners, the 2015 Maroon Championships. It is their home maze. They are tipped again. Thank you for being here, Mad Cans. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. Happy to be here. Happy to help out. Really looking forward to getting started in the comp and getting some games under our belt. We got a late start, but yeah, we're just answering to get in there.
Now, you guys are actually tipped to win by everyone. Everyone's got you as the hot favourite. Singslift, of course, ranked you as number one. How do you feel about that pressure on you guys?
Well, we haven't really been thinking about it much. I think our attitude to the comp is the same as every other one. Is we just want to play our best zone, and at the end of the day, if our best isn't enough, there's not much we can do about that. But we're confident we play our best, we're going to do well. So.
Thank you. And of course, on my left, we have the editor of Singslift. He was the captain of the Raiders for too many years. To count 7. Oh, God.
Like that.
Of course, we have the wonderful Drake. Thank you for being here.
No worries, you're welcome.
Now, you're actually taking a step down from captaincy this year. How does that actually feel, to be in a position of sort of less control?
It's really weird. Like, I'm still trying to do a lot of the stuff that a captain would do, but I can just, when I want to, I can just sit back and be like, you can deal with this. See you, buddy. And it's a really different feeling after captaining for so many years, but still playing on a good team as well. So we still get that high level of competition. So still in the role, getting to talk to all these people as well. It's really good.
Now, a lot of people say there's actually a correlation between captaining and the decline in score. It has been noted over the years that if you are captaining, as a result, you do tend to score lower in the team. So do you think you're going to be hitting some bigger numbers?
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. Our team is very different from the teams that we've had in the past, so we'll see how it ends up going. But I've definitely noticed a captaining hit to my score anytime in games where I'm having to worry about who's got bases, making sure they're going out, getting them, coming back to defence, so much time transitioning and not in the area where I can get points myself. There is a small hit, but that's one of the things about being a team leader.
Now, guys, we do actually have a few interesting games on today, but I'm more important on who do you guys think is who to watch. Of course, we've got the Maroons favoured, of course, but who else do you guys think is a notable team to look out for as a contender for finals?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good home teams this year. I think Queensland's got a really good team, sort of scene going with their local
Not
league.
biased at all.
Yeah, no. I think we do. We've got 8 Queensland teams here, and I think there's a lot of mid-ranked Queensland teams that are going to do very well. Well, they'll be mid-ranked in other nationals, but at home nationals, they're going to be pushing for finals. So I think you should be looking at like the Blue Steels and the Brisbane Wolfpack. I think they're going to do quite well.
What about you?
Well, as
unbiased as it could
be. Talking about the away teams, obviously we've got the Ghost Bears, the Sharks, who are definitely going to be up there. Yes, expected to be up there. But a bunch of the other teams, like Bendigo Blitz, I do think they're going to do very well as well. One of our new teams, the WA Wolves, I reckon they're going to be around the top 10 mark as well. They're something to watch. They've got a little bit of firepower in them. But definitely the home teams are the ones that they're the ones to beat. Any games against them are the ones to beat. Cobras, of course. Yes. I do think Cobras are almost certainty to make the grand final. So we'll see how that goes. But let's just hope that some of the foreign teams can make it to the grand final this time.
Now, apart from that, here on the panel, every day we'll be discussing one of the bigger issues surrounding the Australasian Championships. And with the introduction of the juniors event for this year, I'd just like to talk a bit about how we're actually helping grassroots development for younger players. Is it accessible enough? Are we doing everything we can do to support the younger generation of players?
I think stuff like the juniors comp's a good step forward to actually advertise a comp just for the juniors. And I think stuff like this media and this podcast where we actually see players from the high levels talking about zone is a good way to sort of market it to the younger guys. I think when you look at normal sports like AFL or rugby, you always see the kids growing up watching the professionals playing, wanting to be like them. So more media attention is always good, especially at nationals.
Would you turn that spotlight onto the game itself, or would you be more inclined to be player-focused and oriented?
I would like it to be on the game itself. Unfortunately, zone's such a hard game to get on camera, so it sort of also needs to have a little bit of the social aspect with the players to make it a bit more interesting, I think. Yeah.
Now, we actually do have a new award, the Doug Award.
The Doug Burbidge Rookie of the Year Award. It was awarded for the first time yesterday to Neil, who was a player from New Zealand, playing at Bendigo last year. The idea behind the Shield is that it travels to the site that Nationals is going to be hosted at next year to try and promote new players coming there and be like, here is an award specifically for you guys to win, just to try and promote and bring more players to Nationals this year. This year we've got something like 35 new players, first-time Nationals, including 2 whole teams. I think they're both Brisbane teams, but that's irrelevant. But we do have 2 whole teams of new players.
Yeah, that Brisbane is irrelevant.
Yeah, clearly that's exactly what I meant. But even having 26 players in juniors this year, which is first time new event, we're eclipsing the Masters, which we've had for forever.
Slowly dying off, yes, Mac.
But having 26 players that are under 18 that are able to play in that event it gives them a chance to be able to play amongst people, of their same age and rough skill level as well. So it gives them something that they're not having to play against, seasoned veterans who've been playing for 10, 15, however many years. It just gives them something that they're able to do well in and feel great about doing as well.
All right, so if you did have to pick a hot tip for of course, the Doug Award for Newcomer of the Year, and as well for the Juniors event, who would you guys have on your minds?
I think from the Brisbane Wolfpack, Lakio. He's a new guy, it's his first year, so obviously he's not very well known, but he does play quite well in the training sessions and he's got a good head on his shoulders. I think he'll do well in both.
And yourself?
Honestly, no idea. I do have to say the Rookie of the Year award isn't just for the juniors, it is for any new player. I do think that obviously a bunch of the Wolfpack guys who are looking to be very, very strong players, they're sure in for a shot at it. I do have to throw out my new WA player as well. Ash, good luck this year. We'll see how it goes, AJ.
As always, we're very unbiased on the panel. Now, apart from that, do you think we could be doing more to promote the junior event and the addition of younger players on local level as then a feeder for the Nationals event? Do you guys have anything in place at Brisbane for the juniors?
Brisbane does quite well. Brisbane leagues here, actually, they have a senior league and a junior league, and they have a Division 2 league. So they've got Division 1, Division 2 and juniors, and the junior league's a good sort of place to get the young guys in and give them some basic skills before they go up to the next level. So stuff like that where you have multiple leagues, it's just getting them started and getting them to a level where they have a base. But once you get there and sort of building on that, it really feeds into all the other leagues, and that's why we do so well at getting teams to Nationals.
Yeah, we have a very similar setup in ACT as well. We've been running a junior league for I think it is about 4 or 5 years now, and it's just only growing. The next step we are looking at is actually pushing into schools. Do you think that's a viable option to support the Nationals through young feeder teams?
Yeah, definitely schools. When I was working at the Northbridge site in WA for a while, we had one of the schools coming in that was doing zone as a PE activity. So they had year 8, 9, 10 classes coming in every week or so for different classes basically throughout the entire year. They'd do a 6-week program or 10-week or however long it was of just playing laser tag. We'd teach them a little bit more about it. They were playing the standard game, but we'd teach them more more advanced things like league as well as that kind of stuff.
And now with the last 2 minutes remaining, what I'd just like to do is we do have 2 of the top players here in the entire competition. Both teams are picked for finals. What can you tell us about what to expect from the Maroons this year?
I'm not really sure. I think we're going to play aggressive from the start and just see what we can do. I think we're going to make other teams come at us and just let them decide how they want to beat us and see if they can do it. We're not too stressed about it, to be honest. We haven't really discussed it that much.
Hear that? They're not stressed about us at all.
For the Sharks, I think our big strength is versatility. Everyone on our team can play in every position, and we're very comfortable about swapping around with those positions. And we've got a whole pile of tricks up our sleeve as well. It's a whole pile of strategies. So, I'm not going to give anything away, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, thank you guys both for joining me on the inaugural show, and thank you guys very much so for watching the panel. We'll be back every day with a new update. This is Liam Minnie Smith reporting from the 2016 Australasian Championships. Thank you.